Welcome, folks. It's great to be here with you all. Welcome to your virtual college fair. Matthew is my name, and I get to be your host for this time, and I'm thrilled to be here with you and these wonderful schools. Just a couple notes, and then we will jump right into all the fun stuff. During this whole time, the Q&A is open. If you have a question for a school, anytime is a great time. There's no set time to ask Q&As. So as they come up, please feel free to type them out. My only ask is that if you ask one for one school versus if you have something to ask for the whole group, just to notate that so we know where to send it. Just so you know, cameras and microphones for you are turned off this whole time. So your only role is to sit back, take all the notes you may need as you hear from these wonderful schools. This is the end of this fair, but my last note is the link where you signed up, which is the link right there in the bottom right, will have filmings of everything from this whole fair, including this in about a week's time. So you can go back, watch them more, look through all of your notes and just relive our magical night. All right, let me show you our plan for the evening. We are in the bottom left right here in session C4. These are the schools that you will hear from during our time. And with that, let's jump right in. So I'm going to welcome our first school, Ivy Tech College.
Hi, I'm Carly. I'm with Ivy Tech Community College in Kokomo. Our campus actually encompasses Kokomo, Logansport, and Purdue. I also have with me on this call is our Vice Chancellor for Enrollment Services for our service area. So he will be available to answer any questions for you guys. So a little bit about Ivy Tech. We are the only community college in the state of Indiana, which is very rare compared to other states, but also very special. Allowing us to be the only community college really helps us connect with communities and the employers in their communities. So we really get students prepared for the workforce or for transfer to universities of their choice. It's pretty frequent that students come to us out of high school, so what we'd consider, a traditional age student, and they work with us either to obtain an associate degree, which is generally their freshman and sophomore year, or they may just want to get their freshman year out of the way before they transfer. So there's a lot of different options for students, whether they're looking for a short-term credential or something more along the line of an associate degree. And getting an associate degree, again, can send you to the workforce or can prep you to transfer to your university of choice. So what that can look like for you is one, and probably the hardest part of your college journey is figuring out what you want to do. So we offer, and I have a list here, so I wouldn't make sure to leave any out. So we offer several programs within advanced manufacturing, engineering, and applied technologies, nursing and health sciences, business, information technology, public affairs and human services, and arts, sciences, and education. And we have several sub-programs under all of those. So those are just a list of our schools. So lots of opportunity. And I think my favorite part, I was an Ivy Tech student myself, and I transferred to Purdue University. So I have a very pure success story of what it looks like for a student to successfully transfer from the community college to the university of their choice. And I really think that my favorite thing about the college is just how we can tailor your schedule to whatever your goals are. So really you coming in, if you know what you want to do, that's great. That helps out a lot. If you don't know what you want to do, we obviously have, every campus has an admissions office to help you kind of sort through a lot of the details, including enrollment details, up until the time that you get registered for classes. Also, we take a lot of pride in our faculty who teach our classes, because a lot of them are also working in the fields that they're teaching. And that's very special and unique to our campuses. And it just allows students a very sure way to connect with the faculty and the professors who are teaching their classes, not to mention those people are great resources in connecting you with possible internships and jobs down the road. So it's a really awesome opportunity. Ivy Tech also has a slew of scholarships available to students. And I hate to say, many of those go unclaimed. So our scholarship application is super simple and very inviting. I could not encourage a student enough to fill out a scholarship application each year. It is one application, and that one application puts you in the pool for all the things you could possibly qualify to be awarded. So super awesome. I also, real quick, want to mention our ASAP program. So that is our Associate Accelerated Program, which is going to take a student pretty much through their sophomore year of college in 11 months. So these students have the ambitions to transfer to a university. And as long as you have a 2.6 GPA or higher from your school and are under the age of 22, you would qualify for our ASAP program. It's really awesome. And all universities throughout the state of Indiana recognize students of ours who go through this program. So tons and tons of opportunities for you at Ivy Tech. It really just up to you and what your goals and what your plans are. And that's when we come in to help you with those. So if you have any questions, definitely throw them in the chat.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. All right, folks. So the next school that you will hear from tonight, Vincennes University.
So hi, my name is Meredith Dryman, and I am an admissions counselor with Vincennes University. And thank you so much for coming to this virtual fair tonight and taking the time to learn about all these different colleges. So as far as Vincennes University goes, we actually have 6 different campuses and offer over 180 different types of programs. Although we are classified as a 2-year university, we actually offer certificate programs, associate degrees, and bachelor degrees as well. And one of the amazing things about Vincennes University is we are partnered with Next Level Jobs, and many of the certificates that you might want to pursue can be paid for through Next Level Jobs. And additionally, if you're a student that would want to get an associate's degree, you could take that first year as a certificate funded through Next Level Jobs, and then actually transfer into an associate's program and continue your education. So Vincennes University, the main campus, is tucked into the town of Vincennes of about 16,000 people, extremely historic, very established. We were, in fact, the very first university founded in Indiana by William Henry Harrison. So we're really proud of that distinction. We're one of 2 universities that were founded by a sitting president. So also some amazing things about Vincennes University as far as support services go. We offer free tutoring in every single academic building that we have on campus. And even though lots of universities offer free tutoring, it's readily available, easily accessible, and there are no time limits, number of times that you can go into the tutoring lab, and then there's no wait list either. So it's very easy to get into. We also have a lot of support programs for students with diverse abilities. For example, students who had or have a 504 or an IEP in high school can actually use some of those same support services that they accessed in high school. And we kind of build a bridge to Vincennes University and provide some of those same supports for you so that you're successful in college at Vincennes University. So one of the most valuable things that I think that we offer are student support services, free tutoring to all students, very readily available, accessible. We also have lots of computer labs readily available, free of use to students on campus, that we really provide students the support that they need to be successful. Other amazing things about Vincennes University is we have a really great campus life. So although we are a 2-year university, we do offer on-campus housing in the form of dorms or apartments. All of our dorms are air conditioned. So that's something that we're really proud of, because although air conditioning is something that you take for granted, when you go without it, you realize how much you really like it. So we have air conditioning in all of our dorms, all of our apartments. And with that, that brings a very nice campus life to our campus. So as a 2-year university, we have great things happening on campus. We have 10 NJCAA sports teams. Our men's basketball team are the defending NJCAA Division I sports champions in basketball, really talented group of young men there. It is free to get into all sporting events on campus. It's also free to get into all activities hosted on campus. So a lot of value there as well. And in addition to the free sports and the free activities on campus, we also have an aquatic center free to use and a rec center free to use as well. Some of the really notable people that come from Vincennes University, we had Sean Marion graduate from Vincennes University, and he was a really great NBA player. We've also had John Cougar Mellencamp. He's an alumni of Vincennes University as well. So we've had some really amazing people come to Vincennes, come through Vincennes, and so it would be really great if some of you wanted to contact me and learn how Vincennes University could help you go further and go faster. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Just making a note, once again, if folks would like to use the Q&A, it is there. Anything that you have to ask, you are welcome to. My only ask is that if you have one for one school versus if you have something to ask for the whole group, to make that as a note. All right, with that being said, the next school you will hear from tonight, Verto Education.
Awesome, thank you. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let's see if this pops up. Too many things on the desktop. So Verto Education, we are a little bit different in the realm of higher ed. So what Verto offers is we actually do that first semester of college, regardless of whether you're going to a 2-year or 4-year university. You're spending that first year abroad. So you're traveling around the world, you're earning those freshman general education credits. I'm not going to play this video because it's pretty choppy on Zoom. I apologize, but you can find it on YouTube. So with Verto, we aim to be the first semester start of college for students. We find it really important and impactful for students to get that international experience and be able to travel around and learn about other cultures and learn about themselves as well. So our mission as an organization is to provide international experiences in higher education for more students across the board. So we want to be more streamlined, more affordable, more accessible for everybody. So that really breaks down into 3 main pillars. The first is the best first year of college. The second is admissions to a great fit school. So we actually partner with over 50 universities across the states. And then the third is, of course, affordability. So the best first year of college, this can look like a lot of different things. In a general aspect, looking at our semesters, we have 2 different types. So we have 6 locations in total, so you can pick where you want to go. We have field semesters and campus semesters. I'll talk about those in just a sec. Our coursework is, it's going to be similar across the board in the sense that it's those freshman general education credits. You're earning 16 credits per semester with us. But it's going to be experiential based. So you're really getting a hands-on experience with what you're learning in the classroom. We do small class sizes. Our classes are discussion based, so we're not focusing on tests and quizzes and all of that stuff. We have a lot of support services for our students. So you're actually traveling in a group with your professors that are teaching the courses, with your program leaders, as well as with the other Verto students in your cohort, which is anywhere from 20 to 35 students. So pretty intimate. This is our span of locations. England, Italy, and Spain are what we call our on-campus semesters, which are more traditional. Hawaii, Latin America, and South Pacific are what we call our field semesters, which are less traditional, more adventurous. The on-campus semesters, you are living in a student residence. You're in a big city. So these are in London, Milan, Madrid. These are very vibrant cities full of other international students. So you're definitely getting that study abroad vibe. With the on-campus semesters, you're all living together, you're commuting to your classes, and there is a lot more independence and free time with these. So you can see this is just London as a snapshot. So the course selection, you're not taking all of these classes, you would pick 4 or 5 if you're feeling so inclined. And you're taking these classes with the other students in your group, so you do pick from this list. But along with the classes that you're taking, these are some of the excursions we're doing. So it's not just classes. We're doing day trips, we're doing weekend trips. And of course, you have a lot of free time to explore on your own. The field semesters are different in a couple of ways. First of all, they are on a block schedule. So we're moving around to a different location every month, which is pretty awesome. And we're focusing on an individual class every month as well. So for the field semesters, that's Latin America, Hawaii, and the South Pacific. Hawaii is our only domestic option. All the other are international. But you can see here in the South Pacific, you're traveling from Fiji to New Zealand to Australia. So you're in a different country every month. Pretty exciting, very adventurous. We're not in four-walled classrooms. We're making the world our classroom. So you're taking these courses with your professors still, but we're staying in homestays, eco lodges, we have our home bases. So it's just a very different feel. And we're actually partnering with organizations on the ground to get that hands-on experience directly matching what you're learning in the classroom. So aside from the field work, we're doing a lot of fun excursions on our field semesters as well. The second pillar is admissions to a great fit school. So our partner schools, what that means in essence is when you're applying to Verto, you have that option as a Verto student to apply to any of our partner universities. It's a free application across the board. It is a free application. It's non-binding, no strings attached. And we pretty much do all the heavy lifting for you. So when you're applying to Verto, we're getting your transcripts, we're getting a writing sample or a college essay, and you check off the schools you want to apply to, and we send that off to them. And we have really awesome communication with our partner schools. If you're not interested in partner colleges, that's absolutely fine. We can work with you and make sure those credits will transfer to whatever university or college you're planning to attend. So this is just a couple of our partner schools. We do have them all across the states, big, small, public, private. We've got some really incredible schools in here, so it's a great chance for students to get into their reach schools. We also have guaranteed admission to 27 of our partner colleges. Basically what that means is if you're accepted to Verto and you keep the GPA requirement on that semester, you're guaranteed to some of these colleges, which is also awesome. And last but not least, the affordability aspect. Very important. So we aim to be as affordable, if not a lot more affordable than a traditional 4-year college semester. So we want to fit into that 4-year plan. We don't want to be this extra added cost. So if you're looking at us as a semester of college, oftentimes we are saving families quite a bit of money. Our tuition ranges from $15,000 to $25,000. And we do have a lot of financial options to help bring that down. I just realized my name on here is Josh. I'm not Josh. My name is Lainey. But so we do accept federal financial aid. We also have opportunity grants and leadership awards, scholarships. I'll go ahead and put my information in the chat, but if anyone's interested, feel free to scan that code and I will stop sharing.
Great, thank you so much. All right, folks, we are already at our halfway point. Time always goes by so fast with these wonderful schools. We're gonna move on to our next school of the night, which is Indiana University at Fort Wayne.
All right, thank you very much. Yes, my name is Brandon Curry. I'm the Assistant Director of Recruitment and Admissions at IU Fort Wayne. I'm going to share my screen as well so you can see a little bit about IU Fort Wayne and see some of the programs that we offer. All right, so a little bit about IU Fort Wayne and who we are and some of our history. So we are located in Fort Wayne, Indiana. We were established as Indiana University Fort Wayne Extension in 1917. I didn't have this on here, but it is good to know that we actually were part of what was then called Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne, or IPFW, in 1964, and then we became IU Fort Wayne in 2018. So I think right after us, actually, this is really great planning on everyone's part here, where that you'll actually be hearing from one of our we can call them partner schools, or just we actually share a campus with Purdue Fort Wayne. So we'll be hearing from them right after us. And one thing to know is that with the academic side of things with IU Fort Wayne, we are entirely focused on the health sciences. We have 10 different degrees and programs. We have 988 students. And so from the academic perspective, it is very, very focused on those health sciences courses and majors and outcomes. Whereas the student life portion is shared with Purdue Fort Wayne, seeing that IU Fort Wayne and Purdue Fort Wayne share a campus in Fort Wayne, and so I'll let PFW talk a little more about that. But talking some more about our majors and exploring what they look like. So this is the entirety currently of our undergraduate majors at IU Fort Wayne. So we have public health, dental health, health science, medical imaging, nursing, social work. So talking a little bit about some of these majors here. When it comes to public health, we have different avenues where you can focus your health sciences education. And so some people think more so of the nursing and dental hygiene is very practical, very very hands-on work that you've seen. People know what a nurse does. By and large, they have been to a dentist's office and seen a dental hygienist, and so you have an idea what that looks like. But there's so many other jobs. For instance, with a community health major, you can, for instance, even with COVID nowadays, there have been many contact tracing individuals, and those can be community health workers. I mean, the patient care advocates, health services management. Those are jobs where that you are in a managerial or administrative role, where that you can be a supervisor of those working directly with patients. You don't have to work directly with patients. As a student I was just talking with today was mentioning, she doesn't want to do blood and guts type of healthcare. Well, you don't have to do that with everything. There's a lot of different avenues where you can explore working in the health sciences. And so, I mean, whether you're looking at different majors such as medical imaging, whether you're taking scans, being a radiologist, a radiologic technician, or ultrasound, and going into those fields, or even say social work. And we are very focused on looking at a holistic viewpoint of health, including the social, mental well-being, and community well-being. So these are all things you can go into, all things that have to do with health sciences, some of which are really at the forefront of what people are thinking, and others of which you might not have thought about before. And now looking also at our financial aid and what you can do there. I mean, we do have in-state banded tuition and admission-based scholarships. Of course, make sure that you list us on your FAFSA and any school that you're interested in. But with that in-state tuition, that does bring us to a little less than $10,000 per year for a full-time resident undergraduate student. You can always go to our net price calculator and see what that looks like for you. To apply, it's very easy. If you haven't done so already, just go to iufw.edu/apply, send your official transcripts to us. We are test score optional, so you don't have to send that to us. I have listed our SAT and ACT codes if you do want to list that standardized test score, and our FAFSA code as well. If you've already done the FAFSA and haven't listed IU Fort Wayne, it's super easy to add us to any of those services. And also just to mention that when I go off screen here, I do also have as my profile picture our number that you can text us to get more information if you've never received anything from IU Fort Wayne. So you can text that number and we'll send you some more info and go from there. But this is my contact information specifically. I'm really glad to have you on here today. Hopefully you enjoy this presentation and learn a lot from the other schools. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. As you have heard, coming up next is Purdue Fort Wayne.
Hi guys, my name is Jeremy. I'm one of the admissions counselors for Purdue Fort Wayne. I'm also going to share my screen. All right. So real quick, I just want to cover tuition. So we're a very affordable university. We do offer our in-state tuition is roughly $8,730. We do also have MSDP and contiguous states that are at a lower price as well. We also offer our merit-based scholarships when you apply based on your GPA and your SAT and or ACT scores. We can offer that, and it ranges anywhere from $200 to $4,000 offered per year. So that can definitely help with tuition costs. And we do offer other scholarships as well at our pfw.edu scholarships website. We also do have on-campus housing, which I will talk about later, but that's roughly 6,000 or so. We also recommend filling out the FAFSA if you haven't already done that. So free application federal student aid. So just make sure you do that before April 15th. And then our code below is there if you do need that, as well as it's on our financial aid website too. So real quick, I do want to cover our academics. So we do have quite a few different academics at Purdue Fort Wayne. So real quick, everything's broken into 5 colleges. So our first college is our College of Arts and Sciences. So it houses anything from biochemistry, biology, communications, political science, psychology, foreign languages, anything like that. So a lot of your general education courses or anything like that will also be within the school. But there is quite a variety of programs offered through this college. Next, we have our dormer school business. So if you are interested in the business field, we do have accounting, economics, management, marketing, anything like that. Next up is our College of Professional Studies. So this is broken into 2 different areas. So the first part houses our criminal justice program. We have our hospitality management program. So they do actually work with the hotel right off campus, which is a Holiday Inn. And they do also work with the resort in Florida where they work there for a semester as well. We also have human services. So it does cover a wide variety of different things such as family health, administration, anything like that. The second part of this school is our School of Education. So we do offer early education, elementary education, middle school education, and then your secondary education programs. So there's a wide variety if you are interested in the education field. Our fourth college is our College of Engineering, Technology, and Computer Science. So in here we have anything from civil engineering, computer engineering, electrical engineering, organizational leadership. We do have a lot of these programs where you can get a dual degree, as well as you can get your master's within 5 years. So if you are interested in the engineering field, it's a great experience. If you're ever on campus, you can see some of the cool labs like the robotics labs and stuff like that, which our students do get to work in first year. Also in here, we have our School Polytechnic. So this houses the technology side of the engineering programs and also houses our construction management program. Lastly, we have our College of Visual and Performing Arts. This is also broken into 2 different schools. So the first part houses our art programs, anything from drawing, graphic design, photography, metalsmithing, interior design. We also have our theater program. So it has acting, directing, musical theater, or anything like that. Cool thing is if it's a hobby for you to be in productions, you can do that without being in those classes. So just as a student, you can also participate in those as well. Lastly, we have our School of Music. So if you are interested in music industry, outside field, anything like that, recording, production, music therapy, it's a great program. We work with Sweetwater, which is an international company. So that is really cool as well. If you are interested in Purdue degrees, we are the only Purdue school to offer theater as well as music programs. So real quick, we do recommend getting involved during your undergraduate career. We do have over 90 student active or student organizations. We also have Greek life as well. We do have tons of campus events going on every year. We have like our weeks of welcome and stuff like that. I think the highlight this year was the zip line across campus. But like I said, there's tons of stuff going on almost every day. Also to note, we are part of the NCAA. So we are Division I. So we have anything from basketball, soccer, cross country, track. So as a student, you do get to attend those games for free. We also have tons of intramural sports and stuff on campus for students to participate in. I also want to point out our awesome student housing. So as a student, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, you can live in those housing options. So you do get your own bedroom. It's an apartment. It's fully furnished, which is really cool. And everything's combined into one price. So you don't have to pay if you're pay for any additional things such as utilities or if your roommate would leave. It's very secure and it's within walking distance of campus. So pretty awesome there as well. Some cool pictures. So next steps, if you haven't applied, you want to make sure you apply at apply.pfw.edu/apply. And you submit your transcripts and SAT and ACT scores to us. If you do go up in scholarship amounts or qualify for the next level, we can take that and get you the next scholarship level if you finish school with a higher GPA. So just keep that in mind as well. And there's my info. So feel free to reach back out. I'm more than happy to answer any questions for you. Thanks.
Great, thank you very much. The last school you will hear from tonight is the University of St. Francis, Fort Wayne.
Hello, everybody. I am going to actually ruin the streak of sharing my screen. You guys are just gonna have to look at me this entire time. But my name is Aaron Lloyd, and I am an undergraduate admissions counselor here at the University of St. Francis. The University of St. Francis is located right outside of downtown Fort Wayne. If you guys aren't familiar with Fort Wayne is the second biggest city in the state of Indiana, and there's lots of stuff to do. Unlike the university that I went to, we were surrounded by cornfields. So this one is going to be a great university for you guys to attend if you guys want something to do at all times. But we have a variety of different options for you guys to major in. We're made up of 4 different schools: the School of Creative Arts, the School of Liberal Arts and Sciences, the School of Business, and the School of Health Sciences. We are very, very known for our School of Health Sciences. We are known as a nursing school in the area. A lot of students, that is our biggest program on campus. It houses the majority of our students on campus. But we also have great programs within there, such as the physician's assistants or physical therapy assistants, health and exercise science, stuff along those lines for whatever you want to do. We are a small liberal arts university. We have about 1,700 undergraduate students who attend the University of St. Francis, about 2,300 in all, including our grad and virtual campuses as well. But we do have a lot of great programs like I talked about. We have the School of Business, which is located in downtown Fort Wayne. The great thing about the School of Business being down there is because you are surrounded by the Fortune 500 companies. Those companies in which we have great relationships with, where students will shadow, intern, and also go into a job after graduation. But they bring a lot of their conference room meetings, a lot of their other formal business meetings onto our School of Business in downtown. So the business students get to partake in those events as well to see how to conduct themselves in that type of setting and prepare themselves for that next step. Also located in downtown Fort Wayne is our School of Music Technology. Our School of Music Technology is run by, the program director is somebody who works with Grammy nominated artists and works within the music technology field, to where he is actually, not to name drop or anything, but he has been invited to the Grammys the last couple of years as well. But in there, you'll be able to work with state-of-the-art music studios, mix edit studios. There's a direct replica of the soundboard that the Beatles used when they were creating their albums. So a lot of that will be open to your disposal. And then we also know that School of Creative Arts students are going to be, in the most non-offensive way to say this, a different breed of students than other students on campus. And we succumb to that, and we kind of accommodate to those students in the way that those buildings are open 24/7 for the students to use. So the music technology building is open for students to use at all times, and our creative arts building on our main campus is also available for you guys to use at all times 24/7. Just because we know creative arts students can have motivation in the middle of the night when other students, like business students, will be sleeping. Creative arts students are going to have that motivation to go do whatever they want to do over there. But transitioning to our main campus, our School of Creative Arts houses different programs such as animation, graphic design, communication, public relations, stuff along those lines. But then we also have the other ones like 2D and 3D art, drawing, painting, anything that you might want to do. Even if you don't want to major in those, we have those also as minors for you guys to have as well. But I kind of touched on the School of Health Sciences a little bit, but I will kind of get more into that one as well. So our School of Health Sciences is called Dormer. Dormer is a great building because it's built to resemble a hospital for the students. So these students become acclimated to that kind of atmosphere in the way that the hospital, or the building looks, in the way that the classrooms are set up, the offices are set up, in the hallways as well. Also, it's a little off-putting for a lot of students and me as well, because it also smells like a hospital, because we just try to get the students acclimated to that kind of atmosphere. And that kind of shows in our job placement after graduation, because our health science students have a 97% placement after graduation, because of the rooms that are at their disposal on campus, because they don't have that deer in the headlight kind of look after graduation. They go straight into our local hospitals, which we feed straight into, and they are ready to jump right in. The local hospitals tell us all the time that they can kind of tell what students come from the University of St. Francis because they are just ready to jump right in and don't take a week to get ready for that. Our School of Liberal Arts and Science is called ACAC. In ACAC, that's going to be where the computer science classes are, the biology, chemistry, everything fun like that. Environmental studies is going to be housed in there as well. In there, that is our newest building. It was built just last year, and there's state-of-the-art facilities for you guys to use at all times. That is also a building that's going to be open 24/7 for our students. And unlike other like bigger universities, they don't allow the students to use the state-of-the-art equipment from their first day on campus. You will have your hands on the state-of-the-art equipment at all times when you step foot right on campus. Kind of getting into our other majors, we have different programs such as like education, where you guys will feed straight into the Fort Wayne Community Schools. For education, we have elementary education. You guys are going to do like 200 observation hours in your freshman year, just to kind of get your foot in the door and kind of see what it's like and where you want to go, like what grade level you want to teach. Even though we only have elementary education, that's not much different than having secondary education. So if you wanted to go and teach high school or middle school, that's perfectly acceptable, and we can always accommodate your education to that. Kind of getting into the admissions process of everything. We are a test optional university as well, like most universities are right now. So all we need is that high school transcript. The great thing about our application is that it's free all the time for students. We're not going to make you guys pay to give us your information. And the second best thing is that there's no application essay involved with it as well. So it's literally just an essay, just an application. It takes about 10 minutes to fill out. Once that comes through to us, it's incomplete until we get that high school transcript. Once we get the high school transcript, we're not going to make you guys wait to be accepted. We're going to accept you right on the spot, and your admissions counselor will be accepting you. So I might be your admissions counselor. I will be the one who accepts you. But after that, like we have scholarship tiers. We have academic scholarships based off of your GPA only. If you're turning a test score, you can also be judged off of that as well. But we have scholarships ranging from $15,000 to $20,000 a year, and that's going to be a scholarship that sticks with you for all 4 years. But we are NAIA, so we are also able to offer athletic scholarships to you if you do want to play sport. We have sports such as football, basketball, cross country, tennis, soccer, anything you guys might want to do. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. I just wanted to keep this short and sweet, but thank you guys so much for sitting through this with us.
Great, thank you so much. This was so great. This wraps up our hearing from the schools portion. I do want to move on to our next part, which is where I have a question for the group. So at this time, I'm going to ask our reps to turn on their cameras and join us as a group, and we can see what they have to share. So the question I have to start for you all is to share a tip that you might have for students going through the college search process right now, especially knowing that this has been a year. Do you have any tips for the students who are here with us? This is open, so whoever would like to start, please feel free, but I'd love to hear what you have to say.
I can go. Yeah, I think just be kind to yourself. You guys have been going through a crazy year, and I think it's just important to understand that and kind of, yeah, give yourself some of that peace of mind. I think if you can organize the college search process in any way, that's going to help you out a lot in the long run. And also important just to kind of take a step back and really think about the most important things for you and kind of gauge that way. And also be very communicative to your college admissions team, because we love that.
That I will counter with that too. If you like, the nice thing with Ivy Tech is like we're not entirely competing with all these universities. Like we are, but we aren't. So my big advice is like, don't go into debt if you don't have to with college. So what I love so much about my job is I get to help you get to all these other people who are here on this call with me. And that's what I think is so much fun. So if you hear someone else and wonder how you can start with us so that you can earn, you know, your quality education at a, affordable price and still get to that university, that brings me the most joy. Also, yes, be super transparent, communicate all the way, especially if you're going to transfer from one university to another. It's always good to just be really transparent in that process and have those details laid out.
I can go next here. Brandon Curry, IU Fort Wayne. So my advice is for students to look at whatever kind of visit opportunities that your college of interest has, because there are tons of virtual options now, and you can see on-demand content regarding academic, regarding athletics, regarding a number of different things, but also just to remember that as we are starting to go back to a semblance of normal, that there are also in-person visit opportunities that are becoming more and more of a thing at universities, including IU Fort Wayne. Obviously, do what you are most comfortable with, but it is best to visit a college in every sense of that word, and see what it's like for you and get a good feel for that university, because as admissions counselors, we want, of course, to you to have the best version of our universities that we can show you. However, we also want you to make the best choice for you.
And I'll kind of just build off of what Brandon just said. Visit a bunch of universities, like go out and do all the opportunities that you possibly can. Visit a bunch of different schools, because you're trying to find your home for the next 2, maybe 4 years, and you want to find the right fit for you. I love meeting with students at the University of St. Francis, but I also know that the University of St. Francis isn't for everybody, and I know that coming in. I also know how expensive the University of St. Francis is at times. So I will always do what's best for the students, but that's what you guys need to look out for yourself. Like what everybody's saying, look out for the best interest of yourself, because you are finding a place that you're going to want to love and live at for the next 4 years.
I guess I'll go off with that a little bit too. As we're at Purdue Fort Wayne, we're always more than happy to help you guys figure out and assess your situation, things like that, to kind of see if we're the best fit for you, or kind of make that recommendation if we don't think it's going to be the best fit for you. But we're always here to talk you through it, and we're more than happy. I know, I'm sure the other admissions counselors are here too for you to talk you through those situations and what you're going through to figure out what the best fit for you, what best schools for you.
Awesome. Thank you all so much. These are wonderful tips, and definitely helpful, I think, to folks looking for their schools right now. With that being said, that goes right up until our time. I want to send a huge thank you once again to all of these reps. This was such a wonderful group and such a great time to be with you all. And a thank you once again to students on our call right now. Echoing to be kind, I hope that this brought you joy and fun, and this whole thing is fitting. Just a couple of notes as we wrap up. As I close out of this, a survey will pop up. If you could fill that out, that would be wonderful. It helps us. This is the end of this fair, but that leads me to my next point in that, like I said, the same link that you signed up for this fair will have filmings of this in about a week's time. So if there's something that you may have missed, or you'd like to go back or see a session that you couldn't make it to, this link will have that in about a week's time. With that being said, that does come to the end of our time. Once again, thank you all so much and have a wonderful night. Bye.